tell us, why did you decide to book your second photo session with us?
Well, I was so happy with my first one, and it's been a few years, and I just thought I've worked on my body more and my energy more, and I was really excited to do something different.
So why did you decide to do a boudoir session in the first place? Was there a deeper reason for you having one?
I needed to come out my shell. I'm trying to go out of my comfort zones and feel a little bit more confident in myself, which it did. It helped.
So tell me about your session. Did you enjoy it?
I did. I was nervous, but I was very comfortable after the first 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't quite sure how to pose, but I was told how to pose, which way to pose, how to look, smile, and just be me.
What was the most fun part for you?
Getting more in touch and feeling more comfortable with revealing as much in a picture.
Now, why would you tell other girls that they need to do a boudoir session?
To learn to embrace your own beauty through your eyes. It has been a journey. Life will always throw things different at you, and whether they're good, bad, or ugly, we have to remember that we are powerful beyond measure. We are beautiful.
So were you questioning whether or not you would go through with this experience for yourself?
I was questioning it. It was in the back of my mind. I was like, should I do it? I don't know.
I'm glad you did.
I'm glad I did too. I was nervous. I said, what people going to think? I said, well, I'm doing it for me.
Why would you do a boudoir session again?
Because I really enjoyed it. And if I do one again, I think I might bring someone in and be like a little couple thing and really have fun.
Oh yeah,
with
bring
it.
them in. We love couple sessions. That's like our favorite thing. Why would other girls need to do a boudoir session? What would they benefit from it?
I think a lot of women would benefit from it for self-confidence, feel natural like a woman, well taken care of.
Was there still a little bit of that scare, moments where you were fearing going into it?
No, I don't think I was
Okay.
nervous at all. I was excited.
Why did you decide to do a session in the first place?
So I turned 40 last year and never been married, don't have kids, and just been struggling with, identifying with my femininity and loving myself. So last year I decided I was going to start doing more things to embrace myself, to start to gain more self-confidence. I've always wanted to do a boudoir photo shoot, but I've always held myself back because of my weight. But last year I just said, you know what? This is me. This is who I am. I'm going to love myself and I'm going to do what makes me happy. And this was one of the things I decided to do for myself.
What was the scariest part of this entire process for you? What was the scary part for you?
Anticipating it.
Anticipating, waiting for it to happen?
Yeah, waiting for it to happen. That was honestly probably the hardest part for me.
Why did you decide to do a boudoir session in the first place?
Well, I quit smoking back in 2018 and added a little extra weight in some areas and started, feeling a little self-conscious of myself, and I wanted to not be that way anymore.
What was the scariest part about going into a boudoir session?
I think it was the whole thing. It's just when you're not sure and you're unsure, everything just runs through your head.
Now, were you questioning whether or not you were going to like your images?
No.
No? Okay. Now, why would you do a boudoir session again?
I just feel like a queen. I feel beautiful. I feel like it's liberating. You just have to do it.
Why would you tell other girls that they should do a boudoir session?
I think it's a good way to connect with your inner being, your sexiness. Just do it.
Why did you decide to do a boudoir session in the first place?
To take back me, recently single, divorced, 50-something, want to still feel fierce and own my sexuality. So,
what was the scariest part about going into a boudoir session?
Absolutely being half naked in front of people I barely know.
Were you questioning whether or not you would like your images?
A little, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, I wasn't 100% sure.
Now, were you questioning whether or not you would like your photos?
No, I just knew that there would probably be some that I didn't like quite as much as the others.
All right. Now that you've seen them, how do you like them?
They're good. They're really good. I'm truthful to myself. There are some that I don't like as much as others, but I do like most of them.
I understand. Why would you do a boudoir session again?
Probably just to maybe change up some outfits, do things a little bit differently as far as like the sets and stuff, choose different sets.
Why would you tell other girls that they need to do a boudoir session?
Because it's great to have your hair and your makeup and feel pretty, and it's an excuse to do something that's good for yourself.
What was the scariest part of going into a session for you?
That I wouldn't like the pictures. I was really scared of that, but I love those. It's amazing. Feels like you guys are magicians.
You seem to like your images.
Yeah, because it's just like, it's not like natural to do this and hold it like this, but then you see it and it just like, it's put together and it makes sense.
Why would you do a boudoir session again?
Well, this one was for me. The next one's gonna be for a gift.
Okay. Now, why would you tell other girls that they need to do a boudoir session?
It's very empowering. It's about you, and you should celebrate you. You are important and beautiful, and you should capture that.
Why did you decide to do a boudoir session in the first place for yourself?
Because it's something completely different than I'd ever done before, and it didn't feel like something I would normally do.
Didn't you surprise your husband with the fact that you were doing this for yourself?
He didn't even believe me that I was going to do it. He thought I was teasing him.
Were you questioning whether or not you like your images?
Yes, I hate myself in almost every picture ever. I kept telling myself last night,
Why would you do a boudoir session again for yourself?
I don't know, it was kind of fun. Maybe if I had like a big haircut or something, that'd be fun to do after, like a big change.
Why would other girls benefit from having a boudoir session for themselves?
It's just something that you don't do every day. It's something that's very different. It kind of forces you to look at yourself in a different light than mom, than who you are when you go to work, and you get to be special and pretty, and you get to see yourself that way instead of how you see yourself when you're in sweats eating popcorn at the end of the day.
Why did you decide to do a session in the first place?
I wanted my confidence and to see how beautiful I truly am and to find the queen that I am.
What was the scariest part about going into a boudoir session?
The nerves.
How was your boudoir session?
It was really a lot better than I thought. I didn't think it would be bad, but I walked in with a lot of anxiety, so I kind of was already doubting coming in. And after I've done it, I'm so thankful that I did it. And
did you enjoy it?
I really enjoyed it. It was one of the best things I've done for myself in a long time.
Why did you decide to do a boudoir session in the first place?
To find more confidence in myself and kind of learn to love and accept the body that I have.
Why would you do a boudoir session again?
I would definitely do one again as I'm going through this journey of kind of self-love and self-accepting. It'd be interesting to see, towards the start of the journey and towards the end to kind of compare the difference in the confidence and the, how it looks.
So why would other women benefit of having this for themselves?
I've always struggled with confidence, and I'm sure a lot of women do. Definitely today I felt beautiful all day. And I will probably wear my crown out of here. Even just spiritually feeling more beautiful than I did when I walked in is so helpful. So it's just such an uplifting, and it is literally the best gift you could give yourself.
Were you questioning whether or not you would like your images?
A little bit, yeah. Because I'm the kind of person who I don't really like myself in pictures. So I was worried I wouldn't like them, but I like a lot of them. So
how do you feel now that you've seen the slideshow of your images? How do you feel about the images on the screen?
I like them, and I feel really good about them, and it's gonna be hard trying to choose.
Why would you do a boudoir session again for yourself?
I'd probably do one again when I'm just feeling kind of down and in the dumps to try to lift myself up again.
How was your boudoir session, and did you enjoy it?
It was great, and yes, I did enjoy it.
What was the most fun part of it?
Trying on all the different options and having the lingerie, getting to feel sexy.
Why did you decide to do boudoir session in the first place?
Something I've always wanted to do. I always thought it was sensual and just kind of a beautiful thing, and I've been going through a lot of self-growth as far as spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and I thought it would be good for body positivity for myself and for my children.
Now, why would you do a boudoir session again?
For the experience all over again, and to see how I changed between the first session and the second session.
Now, why would you tell other girls that they need to do a boudoir session?
For themselves, whether that means self-love, even to just have fun with the experience of makeup and hair, and honestly, you get to see a different side of yourself.
What was the scariest part about going into a boudoir session?
Probably trying to figure out the right pose that looks better.
Were you questioning whether or not you would like the images?
Not really, no.
Why would you do a boudoir session again?
I would do it just for fun. It's really nice to see yourself in a different way than you usually do every day. Getting the same look every time.
Why did you decide to do a boudoir session in the first place? What made you want to do one?
Mostly because I
For a long time, I had 4 kids, so I'm finally starting to get back to myself, so I'm feeling much better now.
Were you questioning at any point, would you like the images or anything like that?
Well, I had taken pictures before when I was younger, so I knew that there was hopefully going to be some that I liked. So I wasn't afraid of that, no.
Why would you do another session?
I wanted to do this, and I was kind of putting myself in the box of, okay, just try it. Now, I would love to see the outfit changes, the set changes, the true empowerment that comes with the full scale of what is the possibility. This was literally a hook.
Now, why would other girls need to do a session?
To remember who we are as women, first and foremost. We can lose sight of that day to day with responsibilities and careers and families, and at the end of the day, the essence of who we are as women.
How was your session? Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I did.
Yeah? All right. Why did you decide to do a session in the first place?
It was on a whim, I guess, when I hit the click here to enter.
What was the scariest part about going into your session?
Dealing with my own emotions, I guess.
Hey, that's okay. And you came out great. Were you questioning whether or not you were going to like the images?
Yeah.
Yeah. How was your session and did you enjoy it?
It was a lot of fun. I did. It was better than what I thought.
What was the most fun part of it for you?
Trying something new. Just going out of my shell.
Now, why did you decide to do a session in the first place?
To see myself in a different light, to see myself in a different way, to bring that confidence back.
What was the scariest part about going into the session?
The unknown.
Fear of the unknown.
So tell me how your boudoir session was, and did you enjoy it?
I definitely enjoyed it. I was not uncomfortable at any point during it. I know a lot of people come into these nervous and not really expecting to know what to do. I had done something a little similar earlier in my life, so I kind of sort of knew what was going on, but I felt very much empowered. I felt beautiful and more incredible than I thought I could feel about anything. So I'm so happy about it.
Why did you decide now was the right time for a boudoir session for yourself?
Because, like I said, I wanted to reclaim myself. I've been having a lot of depression, anxiety for quite a while, and I wanted to be me again. I entered, got accepted, and then unfortunately my mother passed away in January, and so it kind of solidified the fact that I needed to find myself again and reaffirm me as a person, and so I took the opportunity.
What was the scariest part about going into a boudoir session?
Feeling undressed and just uncomfortable being vulnerable in front of somebody else.
Did that fear come true here, though?
When you first started, like I said, I was shaking.
Yeah.
I was nervous. I'm having to put all my fears and vulnerabilities out on the table for somebody else to see.
Why would you do a boudoir session again?
I think that I would do it again because it was fun and I got to take care of me.
Some self-love time.
Yes, some self-love and for another experience.
Why would other women need to do a boudoir photo session?
Just for yourself, for your self-confidence, just to like see how beautiful you really are. Strip away what the world has to say about you and just like embrace your beauty inside and out.
Why did you decide to do a boudoir session in the first place?
Well, I've always wanted to do one, and then I just had my daughter last year, and I guess you just feel different after you have someone to do something sexy, you know, like not have to wear like oversized t-shirts. And I've always wanted to do one, so.
Why would you do a boudoir session again?
It was fun. I really did enjoy myself. I would definitely do it again just because I had such a good time.
So why would other girls benefit from having one themselves?
It gives you the opportunity to, I guess, feel sexy, feel like yourself, or
like a safe space to do that.
Yeah.
When you went into this, what was your biggest fear?
Literally standing naked in front of a mirror or in front of somebody I don't even know, a complete stranger.
Why would you do another boudoir session?
I think because there are some things that I learned about myself during this one that I would do a little bit differently so that I could get a better result from, to include the lingerie I wore or potentially not any at all. I think maybe even that would have been more flattering, as weird as that sounds from somebody who doesn't even like to stand naked in front of somebody else.
Why would you do a boudoir session again for yourself?
I would probably want to try on one of the other sets you know, just to remind myself if I kind of get in a position where the world makes me feel like I'm not worthy or I'm not beautiful, that I can remind myself that I am all those things and more.
Why did you decide to do a boudoir session in the first place?
I was inspired by my friends or a friend of mine that did a boudoir with with
our studio.
Yeah, she had really good images, and I was like, well, I want that too. So
it's like, I need it too.
Yeah.
If you can recall, what was the most fun part about your session that day?
The posing and the music with the posing.
All right, so what was the scariest part about going into your boudoir session?
Going into it.
Why so?
I was nervous, and I don't really like pictures. They always tend to make me look funny, so.
Do you like your images?
I love them.
Would you do a session again, and why?
I would. Just because, for one, I felt confident when I was done.
Now, why did you decide to do a session in the first place?
Learn how to love my body again after tragedy.
Now, were you questioning whether or not you would like your images?
Yes.
How do you like them?
I love them.
How do you feel about the whole experience?
A lot more comfortable, with it.
Why would you do a boudoir session again? Why would you do something like this for yourself?
I did this for me, not to give to anybody. I did this for me to see, and I'll show people, but I did it for me.
So why would other girls benefit from having a boudoir session for themselves?
It's something that you will always have for yourself, and you'll always be able to look at it and just think, oh my gosh, this is me. I look stunning, and you'll be able to look back on it forever.
It's not just today, it's forever.
Exactly.
Now, why would you say other girls should do a boudoir session?
I think it's very empowering. So as a woman, I think sometimes we focus too much on what social media says is the social norm for a woman to look like. So for those women who, like myself, have more curvature, more on the plus size, we tend to not love ourselves as much as we should. So I think something like this is very empowering for women to just get out there and learn how to love yourself and just be happy with who you are, curves and all.
What would you say to girls as to why they should do a boudoir shoot?
I think it's really important to see yourself in a positive light. Self-love, self-care, people say that all the time, and it's something so much deeper than just massages and bubble baths. I think it's so important that we are able to look at ourselves in the mirror and to say, this curve is for a reason, this bump is for a reason, this stretch mark is because I'm powerful and I actually produced life. So there's a reason these scars are here, and all of it encompasses the just most powerful being that you are. And it is important to embrace that, because we are perfectly imperfect in who we are, and we're all different but amazing women and powerful.
What was the scariest part about going into your boudoir session?
Picking the outfits. I wasn't really that scared, so I guess that's a good thing, but just making sure that I had the right outfit that made me look good.
Why would other girls need to do a boudoir session?
I feel like it's something that maybe you should just do at least once in your life so you can see yourself in a different way.
Why would you do a boudoir session again for yourself?
It helped my confidence, definitely. And
it opened you up a little bit
completely. And I mean, because I know it took me a little while to lose.
Yeah, I saw that transformation. I was like, yep, here we are.
Yes.
We found the transformation.
Exactly. I would want to do it again, but then I'd be more relaxed.
Now, why would you do a boudoir session again?
I would want to do it again and dive even further in what there is to offer. Different poses, different backgrounds. I would definitely want to play around with more.